All right, y'all, back to work. We're not done yet. We got one more day left this week, one more day left of August, and my goodness, one more day left of the summertime trading season. And that game plan last night, buying below those prior swings. Hope you guys made a bunch of money this morning. Now, we have a big range breakout of that trading range we talked about last night. You know that means breakout pullbacks on my radar for tomorrow. Now, tomorrow we got some big news. We got end of the month, so volatility probably going to be an issue tomorrow. Not to worry though. I have a simple game plan. Got a couple breakout pullback trades I'm watching. I'm going to make sure we have a game plan, a roadmap to make some money to finish up the week, finish up the month, finish up the summer before Labor Day weekend. So charts are ready. Enough of the intro, right? Let's dive in. Keep the good times rolling. It's been one heck of a week here so far. S&P SPY ready to go tonight. Nasdaq triple Qs are always ready, aren't they? I've got four clues tonight that are telling us where I think the money is made tomorrow. The first of four clues is here on the hourly chart. It's easy to see the buyers are in full control on the S&P and SPY. Same thing here on the Nasdaq and the triple Qs. We use the hourly chart for the directional filter. The buyers are in full control right now. The second clue for tomorrow is over on the calendar. There's three things on my mind for tomorrow. First things first, personal income number, arguably the biggest news of the week. We know the Fed is talking about cutting rates in September. This will tell us just how aggressive those rate cuts are going to be. I do expect some volatility around that tomorrow. And don't forget, it might be a green star news event, but those consumer sentiment numbers, they have been some really volatile numbers the last few months. If I had to guess, I'll bet we get a good punch of volatility at 10 o'clock Eastern time as well. In fact, I'll be looking for trades around that 10 o'clock hour tomorrow morning. And again, tomorrow is the end of the month, the end of the week, the end of the summer. Remember, traders, they take bigger risks in the end of the month. Next Monday is a holiday, right? So I would definitely expect some volatility to kick up tomorrow. So remember, the more the volatility kicks up, the smaller the position sizes we use, right? More volatility, smaller position, wider stops, bigger targets. Okay, back to our charts though. We've got our bullish direction on the higher time frame. Let's now drill down to our faster time frames because we're not going to trade off the time chart here. We'll trade off tick charts here. Now, tick charts are based on volume. These are 7,000 tick chart, upper left-hand corner. Tick charts make entry timing a hell of a lot easier. And by the way, if you guys are watching for the first time right now, that is the 21 EMA. It's the only indicator we need to make money each week. We got two more clues here on these tick charts right now. One somewhat hidden clue here is a very strong run going higher. You'll notice we separate off of that moving average. That strong move, it really anchors this market higher. Anytime we see a strong move higher, pull back and retest of the high. The final clue, the fourth clue here are these ranges, right? We got three ranges on the chart. Range there, range there, range there. This most recent range, what do ranges do? Ranges like to rotate, right? Go down, back up, the amount below the range, the amount above the range, kind of like that range we saw yesterday, right? Below the range, back above the range. That must be a coincidence, right? I'm kidding me. It's definitely not a coincidence, right? Ranges love to rotate. If you watched last night's video, you knew where the final target was today. So one range says, expect that rotation. The range below this range, what do breakouts do? They love to break out, pullback. Now notice this pullback is a bit shallow. That's a big clue here. We'll talk about that in a moment. And what might be my favorite range on the chart for tomorrow is that big old range. A lot of volume trades hands in that area. I'll tell you, if the trading gods are watching down on us on Friday morning, that's the spot for us right there. You'll see too, that channel off the highs, that channel off the low. Boy, that area right down there, man, oh man, that seems to be a great spot to buy some breakout pullback. Okay, let's put this all together though. I get a breakout pullback off this area, a breakout pullback off this area as well. Again, the first one is a bit shallow, right? The second one is much more attractive. So let's talk about this. On a shallow pullback, what's my concern? I'm buying high. My risk reward ratio isn't that great. So on a shallow pullback, it's all about what we call technical traps. And remember guys, I'm not going to pick bottoms. I'm not blindly buying this area. My goal is to let this thing pull back, see if I can get some rookie sellers to try to take the bait and short that thing low. Remember, it's a very strong move higher. So trying to short this thing, it's not a very high percentage trade. So if I can get bears trying once, going higher, and bears trying twice, now really pay attention to this pattern. It's very important. Technical trap. It's a higher high and a move right below the low. And like I teach in the free video classes, it's a signal right above that moving average, and back up we go from there. Now we know this range wants to rotate, right? So leave a runner with that pendulum swing, just like we did this afternoon. That's the first one, a shallow pullback technical trap. Now I mentioned earlier, my dream scenario is a much deeper pullback. This one gives a lot more opportunity here now. As a big drop lower now I can risk small to earn large, much more attractive trade, which means I can be a bit more aggressive. What I mean by that is same type of idea, right? Let the market pull back, let them try once, let them try twice. Now remember on these, it's always gonna be a higher high, because I want to trap in the sellers, right? Like over here, we run lower, the bears once, the bears twice, right there. It's always going to be that higher high in price. It's always going to be a higher high on a bear trap. So if I can trap bears in twice, now think about this. Their stops are sitting right there. The sellers are in a ton of pain. They're going to buy their way out of their short position, squeeze those stops above that high here. It's a simple bear trap pattern. A bit more aggressive on the deeper pullback. Now remember, if we start seeing separation away from that moving average, shallow pullback, higher high in price, remember this add-on trade. The add-on trade is how you turn a winning trade into a really big profit. We saw the same thing today, right? They ran lower, bears once, bears twice, there's the bear trap, and then look right there, They go up, shallow pullback, higher high in price, there's your add-on right there, right? A lot of examples of these, by the way, in that free video course. Bear trap, add-on, bear trap, add-on. And remember, where's the market want to go in a strong move like this? It wants to go back and retest the high. And between you and me, Fridays, I always leave a runner on a Friday afternoon, because sometimes Fridays they pick a direction and they just keep on running. Now, I have a couple more variations of these we'll go into here in a moment. But before we do that though, let's pit stop for a second, because I know that most folks watching right now, you guys know these patterns. You're making money with these already. But if you're here for the first time right now, this could be a brand new strategy I'm talking about tonight. Don't you worry though. I teach this entire roadmap. I teach all these entry tactics in my free trading course. In fact, I have a ton of examples of all these entry patterns, bear traps, add-ons, breakout pullbacks. Guys, bottom line, the markets are way too good right now not to be making profit consistently. I'll put a link up top here for you, upper right-hand corner. Hit that link that popped up there and take that free trading course, because the strategy I teach in that short video series will teach you a simple trick we use in our members trade room that literally tells me exactly where the winning trades are going to be each day. It's such a simple technique. More importantly though, let's face it, right? We make our money by timing good entries. So in that video series, I'm going to teach you my 4 favorite entry setups so you can time better entries, get your confidence back, get your P&L back in the green again. Guys, if you're missing the best entries right now, if you've lost your confidence in your current strategy, don't delay. Hit that link that popped up there. You're going to love that free trading course. I have a ton of trade examples I include in that short video series. The best part is it's completely free for you. Be aware too, guys, all the links you'll need to learn this strategy, time better entries, start making money all on your own. I'll put the links below the description of the YouTube video. Start first on that free video class. Your P&L will thank you. And don't forget too, we trade together every morning at 8 o'clock Eastern time. I'll put trade room information below tonight's video. And if you're on Twitter or X as the kids call it these days, I post a ton of charts and videos and mindset stuff in between these YouTube videos. Give me a follow. Again, all the details you'll need are below this video, description of the YouTube video. All right, so now, if you're here for the first time right now, you know where to go to learn more about these entry tactics, because I do look at things a bit differently here, I think, on this YouTube video. Okay, where did we leave off? We talked about shallow pullbacks, got to be a technical trap, right? Technical trap. Deeper pullback, it's a 2-try bear trap, and the deeper pullback, we have the option now to add to our winner. Okay, quick variation of this, because again, tomorrow, big news, and we have end of the month, right? So we have to expect some volatility. Okay, every once in a while, we get what's called a retest trade. Every once in a while, we see a really deep pullback, a nice bear trap down here, but instead of this thing just ripping back higher again, every once in a while what happens is we get something like this, where it runs lower, we bear trap in, we take our first profit target, but before it makes that run higher, it holds the underbelly of that first leg going lower, and it makes that next leg down, okay? Now, really important here, once we go back to retest that low, anybody who sells on what is basically a breakout pullback right there, anybody who sells that pullback, their profit targets are going to be where? At that low. So the way I see this is sellers up here, they become buyers down here. So this is a great place for a bear trap. Now, I want to show you one thing here though, okay? Very important. The size of that leg going lower, all right? This is a range right here. The size of that leg going lower will be seen as a breakout leg. Breakout legs are measuring legs, okay? So if we know that, then we anchor it off of that high, and that gives us basically a measured move. Okay, in my trade room, we call this the money zone down here. All it is it's basically between that low, and it's gonna be the breakout leg measuring that leg right there, right? This is the money zone right there. That's the money zone. It's the bear trap zone. Okay, so it may be the low, it may be a bit lower. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball for tomorrow. What I do know though is that is a horrible place to be selling. Remember, this is the tick chart. The tick chart is for entries. The hourly chart is for direction. Do not confuse that. Do not let the tick chart confuse you and think this is a reversal. But I can guarantee you right now, there'll be a ton of rookies of new money in the market that will not know that yet, right? They haven't paid their tuition like we have watching these videos. So it's a great spot, like I said before, for a bear trap. Now again, do it again. We don't need to overcomplicate this. Don't look for, I'm not gonna use indicators down here. Let the market pull back, trap those bears in, think about where those sellers are going to start throwing their keyboards, right? Think about where those sellers are in pain and buy right into their pain, right? These retest trades, again, the target is back to retest the high. What I'll do in these situations is take a big chunk off at that high there, and again, always leave a runner. And remember, after that bear trap starts working for you, I know it's tough when you're new. This is why our trade room is so helpful, because I'll be there with you tomorrow. and we're looking for ways to add to our winners. I know it's tough at first because you're not confident yet, but once you get some confidence going, you get that bear trap, you get that add-on. Again, we call these retest trades, right? Retest trades, not a reversal, right? It's a gift to the buyers. Trap those bears in and squeeze those stops running higher here. Okay, one more variation of this. For example, we may not get that bear trap down there. Again, tomorrow, it's end of month. It's PCE tomorrow, right? So we may go all the way down, and this thing might just whoop and run right back up again. Okay, now, these are tough. Okay, these V bottoms are very difficult unless you know how to trade them. Okay, now, the way you trade a V bottom is very simple. If it bounces hard off of that low, the trick is there's two things you want to look for. Now, first thing is, I want to find a channel off the highs, off that low. Okay, see that? Off the highs, off that low. And then, most important, look left, find some prior swings. And just like the game plan was the past couple days, I want to get in under prior swings. Repeat after me. The first test is the best test. That's where the money is. That's where the juice is right there, okay? So again, we're not going to run lower, get a bear trap here. It's going to bounce up hard off of that low. We don't want to chase it. If there's one thing, please do not chase after this. I know it's tough because that voice in your head is going to say, come on, get in, but we can't let that deter us. Your patience will be rewarded by waiting for that pullback underneath that low. Remember, get in underneath that low. I'm going to buy as low as I can. First test is the best test. Okay, so the variations of that deep pullback. But again, I love that area down. This area here looks very, very attractive right now for the buyers. And we'll cover Nasdaq in a moment. Nasdaq's very similar here as well. Now, one more question, then we'll grab Nasdaq here. What if we keep going higher here, right? What if we keep running higher here for tomorrow? That's a very good question. If we keep running higher here, okay, now, very important, now this range becomes the deep pullback. This range becomes the kind of the regular two-try bear trap, right? This range, that makes sense, right? Remember, when we say buy low is always relative to where we are compared to that recent high. Right now, a pullback right now, this is a shallow pullback. And because of that, I could use a technical trap, right? Makes sense? But if I go higher here, again, we got news tomorrow. I don't know. We might go higher overnight. I don't know. If we go higher overnight, now we simply shift. Everything goes up, right? This range becomes that. Makes sense? So now everything starts going higher here now. Now, relatively speaking, this is buying low now. Makes sense? Okay, I'll also go out, adjust that channel. You know what I mean, right? Okay, so if we keep going higher overnight, and then we shoot lower, this might be the same price level, but now it is buying nice and low, bears once, bears twice, a standard, a typical bear trap, a two-try bear trap like I teach in the free video classes, and again, the same add-on as we go. So remember, these levels can be adjusted if we keep going higher here overnight. And by the way, wouldn't it be great too if it ran up and then pendulum swing? You smell them stepping in right there, but go up, back down lower, right? Love that idea, right? Bear trap them in and right back up again because that range is going to want to rotate. All right, that's on the S&P. The Nasdaq, let's grab the Nasdaq right now. The Nasdaq's getting lonely over here. I can hear the Nasdaq complaining right now. Come on, talk about me next here. Over on the Nasdaq right now, one thing that really stands out right now on the Nasdaq is look at that range. Go back in time here. Look at this range. Look at this range right here. Big move up, range right there. So this area is a breakout pullback zone, right? That area is, in my eyes, a big time area of resistance here right now. So we definitely want to be prepared for a relatively big shot lower here on this Nasdaq, something that we don't have in the S&P. The S&P is at all-time highs right now. But the Nasdaq is staring right down the barrel, right, of that breakout pullback zone. Now, do I think it's a bear market right now? Of course not. No, we're not a bear market right now, but we are a bull market running right into significant resistance. And I would not be surprised if this thing gets whacked back down again and then kind of stumbles its way back up and keeps going higher here, right? Mark that down for tomorrow if you're a Nasdaq trader. Now, I want to dive into Nasdaq tick charts, talk entries for tomorrow. Before we do that though, if you like this video, if you're enjoying tonight's video, please help me grow this channel, will ya? By hitting that like button, make sure you subscribe, share these videos, other trading buddies. Guys, I know we're all busy people these days. I appreciate you all tuning in and watching my stuff here on the YouTube channel. So thank you all for the likes, the subs, all the ongoing support. Now, I promise I'm done begging for likes here. Let's dive in now and talk about that Nasdaq. Beautiful range rotation. There's that range we saw last night, the amount below, the amount above. Yeah, not a coincidence, right? Not a coincidence whatsoever. Look at the three ranges we're seeing right now. A little bit different, right? A little bit different right now in the Nasdaq and the S&P, but same basic idea. Here's a range, right? That's a range right there. What do ranges do? Yeah, they love to rotate. I see that area. What's that? 23, 620, 23, 624. Okay, that range right there, right? That range right there, that one's going to want to break out, pull back off of that trading range. And again, where we spent most of our time the last couple of days here, right around that area right there. Look at how that pendulum swing. I mean, come on, right? There might as well be a bullseye right at that 23,620 right there. Look at that channel off the high. I mean, come on. If we get anywhere down in that area tomorrow, look out for buyers coming in. It's a breakout pullback. It's a pendulum swing off the high. There's a darn channel hanging out down there. So, okay, now, much like the S&P, got to be careful for this breakout pullback, right? Really anything above that 665 area, you know what I mean? Anything above the 665, we got to be thinking for a technical bear trap, right? Technical bear traps, again, they're going to get me in as low as I possibly can because, again, we're so high up right now. And as I said earlier on the hourly time frame, we're right into that breakout pullback zone. So I will admit, not my favorite trade here on the Nasdaq. So I'll probably go half size, quarter size on a trade like that. Much more desirable now. Run this thing lower, get below that 665, get below that 624, get into that area down there. And again, I'm not going to pick a bottom on this, right? I'm not going to blindly buy that area as we go lower here. And remember, the lower it goes, the better. Right? The lower it goes, the better. All right? Do not let a strong run down fool you into this. This is the tick chart. It's not the hourly chart. We have to get that through our heads, right? Do not let that fool you. Let it run lower. Take out that pendulum. Really, guys, anywhere below that 665 level. And again, trap those bears in. Get those two tries. Always a higher high, right? Always a higher high. Like today, run it down. Bears once, higher high, bears twice, rip it back up again, right? Use those two try bear traps like I teach in the free video course. And on the deeper pullbacks, we know the deeper pullbacks, they give us the chance now to add to our winner, get that separation off that moving average and start adding to that win. Like we saw this afternoon, right? We see that strong run up, shallow pullback, separates off that 21 EMA, higher high in price. And no surprise, everyone's buying right below that low. Bear trap, add-on. And again, like I said, we get some volatility tomorrow too. So don't be surprised if we rip lower, we don't get any bear trap down here. It just whoop and runs right back up again. It may V-bottom off that low. And again, I'm telling you right now, once you learn these V-bottom trades, you'll look forward to them, right? The hard part is not chasing after them. Because again, remember, there's a very big difference between a bear trap down here, right? A bear trap here allows me to risk small to earn large, right? Very big difference between that and bouncing, right? And bouncing up hard like that. See now, yeah, no bueno, right? Now risk, yeah, see that's garbage, right? We don't want that trade. Well, you can take it if you want, right? But again, we don't want that trade. What we want is when it pops up like that, we want to ideally find that channel off the highs, off that low. And then if you learn one thing tonight, I hope it's this. Whatever risk reward is the ultimate filter. Where can I risk small to earn large? On this trade now think about risk reward ratio now. Risk reward now. See, that's a much better risk reward. We're getting in underneath prior swings, right? That small adjustment is the difference between a winning trade and a losing trade, right? It is the difference between an amateur trader and a professional trader, right? Be a professional. Buy low when it bounces up, right? Don't let our emotions trade for you. And for me personally, once I knew what was going on, once I saw this setting up, once I knew what was wrong, it was easier to start avoiding those traps, right? So, once you know better, you do better. Keep a journal and don't make that mental mistake. And again, one of our favorite trades tomorrow is a run down, bear trap in. Do not be surprised here. Strong run from news. They run back to retest the low. Remember that money zone, right? Bring the moving average down, bear trap them in, and squeeze back up again. Take some off back here. Leave a runner, because again, Fridays, they love to run, right? They love to run. So leave a little piece to run on a Friday afternoon. And if you have to, I'm telling you, leave the office, right? Leave the computer, leave a runner, put that stop the point of entry, and just walk away if you have to, right? Because we are our worst enemy when things are slow. You know what I mean? Like when things are slow, my brain just finds way to mess the whole thing up. So oftentimes, if I get a runner going and it's slow in the afternoon, I'll just go stop the point of entry, leave the runner, and set my alarm, my watch, right? And come back and check it a few hours later because I will talk myself out of letting that thing run. All right, guys, that's the game plan for tomorrow. Oh, one last thing too, right? If we keep going higher here, remember, if we keep going higher here now, all of a sudden now, that range is buying low now, right? And remember, the higher we go, now this is a deep pullback. Right now it's not. Okay, make sure you think about that kind of relative comparison to trading ranges. All right, guys, boy, I love the time we spend together every evening on these videos. I appreciate you all tuning in and watching my stuff, but that's the game plan for tomorrow. Will we see a shallow pullback? Will be a deeper pullback, a double bottom retest trade? Only time will tell, but that's my radar for tomorrow. Now, speaking of tomorrow, right? I know these wild markets are tough sometimes, but we trade together every morning, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Again, I'll put all the important links you need to learn the roadmap below tonight's video. Start first in the free video classes. You're going to love all those trade examples I share. Then come join us in the morning trade room, 8 o'clock Eastern time, and we'll do it the right way together. In the meantime, y'all, be well out there. Be safe this weekend. Stay hydrated out there on Labor Day. Be nice to each other and be here next time. Adios, amigos. Bye for now.